Uh-oh. You hear that? That's the tea hitting the pavement. Over here on Word on the Curb, we don't sip, we spill. Word on the Curb, where the tea hits the pavement. Let's get into it. It's Angela, your favorite internet bestie, and we got the vibe. We rocking the housewives, politics, and celebrity gossip, all wrapped into one show.
We live?
Hello. Boy, I'm having all kind of technical issues tonight, but welcome back to our live.
Hello. We back with another one, Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Do we got a delay or can you hear me fine?
I can hear you.
Okay, I was just trying to make sure. Okay, yeah, so we're here with another one with these ladies on the reunion. Was it season 17 episode? Was it 18, 19? Which one is it?
Oh, I forgot. It must be 18. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is part 2 of the reunion. So let us know which you would rate this reunion from 0 to 10.
Right. Not 0 to 10, 1 to 10.
Well, honey, some might think it was a 0. I don't know. I was getting lost in the sauce, honey. So, how you think the reunion is going so far? Episode 1 and 2.
I mean, I feel like this episode was a little bit better, a little bit more saucier. We kind of saw the gloves come off between Porsha and Shamia. And I kind of got another little, opinion about the Shamia and even Kelly and K. Michelle dynamic. But on my title, I have Shamia versus everybody because that's what it felt like on this on this episode. It was like you had to fight for your life, girl.
Yeah, I would say this. I had my title had something to do with Kelly. I said she was the real MVP of this whole reunion to me. Mm-hmm. I really don't care about what Kay and Shamia had going on.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean nobody does. To be honest.
Because it has nothing to do with the show, really. And
any of them are talking about has anything to do with the show when it breaks down to it, except for with Phaedra and Pinky.
No, what Shamia and Angela had going on had something to do with the show, but I'm just saying, I feel like the whole back and forth about loving hip hop, Mean Girls versus that whole thing. I mean, I didn't never watch Love and Hip Hop, so I'm not going over there to figure out what was the dynamic between all of K. Michelle and the rest of them. So therefore, I really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't, to me, the issue that they have or whatever, I don't feel like it warranted all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't, and for her to be mad about whatever Shamia mama had said or whatever, did you get up and leave or you just sat there and still just listen?
Mm-hmm.
So because Porsha had said that Shamia had told her the things that they were talking about. Not Shamia, that Porsha said that Kate was telling her about the things that Shamia and her mother was talking about. So I don't know. I just thought, okay, I don't even care. This whole little situation here, we don't know who's lying. We don't know who's telling the truth. We didn't see it. So I don't know. And I don't really care to try to figure out why K. Michelle and the rest of them other girls don't get along.
The issue is that everything that K. Michelle is bringing up is all off camera. Like, that's we're not talking, she ain't talked about her surgeries. Nothing that she showed part of her story has been brought up. But all of the things that she has inserted herself in with other people have been brought up. Like even the whole back and forth with her and Drew and the black. I said on Instagram under one of the comments, but I'm like, does Kay even realize that you have attached yourself to these men? Like none of these ladies came, at you about who been with and dating, but you come out the woodwork with not just with a husband, but now you got a slew of these men, like trailing behind you, and then you want to them out, about attaching your name to it. And it's like, girl, you the one busting at the seams for everybody to know that you associated it, or that these men want you. Like, and there's no need to continue to point out, that K Michelle clearly has a self-esteem issue, because why? What is any of that? What is the matter? You know what I mean? Like even if you had dated the same person that Porsha dated, what was it to her when you come and say I'm married? Because yeah, it's kind of remind me of this Nene and Tyrone thing. Like at that point, you don't bring Tyrone back to me, and I'm back married to my husband. Now, if I'm sitting here single, fine, maybe we can talk about it. Maybe you say something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, Kay Michelle, what are you talking about? And I feel like this, like you said with the Mean Girl thing. So to your point, only people who had watched that, which like again, Kay Michelle hasn't been on TV. I believe it's been about a decade or so, something like that.
Okay.
And so even with that, it's fair. Anybody who knew what she was talking about knew what she was talking about. But let me put a side note in this real quick. That's the thing I always say about Kandi, because now Kandi is in it. Of course, she was interviewed, and the interviewer assumed, because that the group, Rashida, Kandi, and Toya, um, so they assumed that she was calling her a mean girl. And it's like, no, anybody who knows, like get it, they get it. And so with Kandi, it's like sometimes you feed into stuff that you don't need to feed into, because you know that too. Like that it's Rashida and Toya that she's talking about. Nobody else. And it's plenty of people that's friends with them. So that K Michelle is associated with. You know what I mean? So she's not the person who's like, oh, you can't be their friend. So what I'm saying that to say, I believe her when she says that Shamia has brought it up. And Shamia actually did it, that alliance thing again, right? It comes up in a subtle way. But she said, you're absolutely right. I did ask you to be loyal to me. See, what are you doing that for? That's where you get yourself in trouble. You know what I mean? Because and so I can say this. I don't know that Shamia actually said the words to her like, well, my friends don't want me to be friends with you. I don't know if that happened, because K Michelle make up so much. And there's so much going on in her head that you can't decipher like, what part of it took place in reality, and then what part of it is mixed in with how she perceived what happened. But I think that because she knows that she's associated with those girls, that she just already has a defensiveness about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to your point, it's not relevant because it didn't happen, and it's not current. Like, I mean, she currently has a beef with it. Well, I just think they just not gonna talk, and that's just what that is. You know what I mean? But and she does blame them, Rashida specifically, for her not being like accepted in Atlanta, I guess. Yeah, it's her and the people in her head. Look, what they say, the call is coming from inside the house.
So when she calls, when she goes back and that going back and forth, we find out that the person that Shamia said tried to fight her or whatever was Pink. I'm not Pinky. Kay at a dinner that they were at. Now watching Carlos King, he says that it was other women there besides just Kay and Shamia and well, I ain't gonna say women, other people there besides Kay, Shamia, and Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
So and when this situation took place. But so like again, like I said, I really don't care because I don't I'm not
everything Kay brings happened off camera. Like even on the show, she's talking about this friendship she has with these people. And it's like, when did the friendship take place? Because we didn't get a chance to see that. So how are you such good friends? Like her and Phaedra. How are you such good friends with Phaedra? Like, where did this happen? Why don't we have any of that? So I agree with you. It's really hard to decipher when y'all bringing up stuff that happened off camera. Now again, do I believe it? Yeah, I believe it. I believe what Shamia said about what K. Michelle, did. And I believe K. Michelle. I believe she felt like Shamia was lying. And so that riled her up.
Yeah.
But like what we gonna do about it? Because we don't have no footage.
Yeah, no footage, and I don't care. Because I just feel like, okay, with the no footage, and then they're playing semantics about 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, mama with a breast up that she had on the suit coat. I really don't care because it's just trying to follow it. And I don't really see why she's that mad. And if she was that mad, why she didn't say something to Shamia right then instead of taking to Pinky? Because she said it to Pinky, and then that's when Shamia was kind of like blindsided. No, I didn't know you had an issue with me. So I was like, okay, I don't even want to hear about it because I don't really know the dynamics of the Love and Hip Hop thing. And I'm saying for probably some of these older white women that didn't even watch that show either, like, okay, who are the people? Only person name they can recognize is Candy. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know what really happened with K. Michelle and those ladies to fall out. So that's that on that. And so now we're at girl, I got my little notes here. Basically, K. Michelle saying that Shamia mama called Porsha Jezebel. So there was a whole argument in between there. And I thought, oh, wow. So we still going to bring up what supposedly someone else's mother said, but she had a big issue about Shamia bringing up the stuff. So like I said, I don't know. I guess whenever Mad Day happens with K. Michelle, she throwing everything up.
Well, I guess she got to do something at the same time because I think the way I look at things is just like how everybody now is getting to kind of see the point I was making about Shamia, kind of because it's the same trick, and now it's just kind of being exposed. But with K. Michelle, for me, even once you done said it, it really wouldn't matter to me that is fair because now I'm sitting up like, well, why it take you 15 weeks to say something to me? Like that, again, to your point, if that happened while they were filming, because it was what episode it was mentioned when Kay said that what was they at in Scotland? What was they at that they went out? No, they had to be in Atlanta because
they were in Atlanta because
but
This happened. This happened during the Star Spangled Banner.
Okay, thing. That's what I mean. At some point, it happened during the season. It had gotten brought up on camera, and so I'm not really sure why K. Michelle didn't mention it then. You know what I'm? So for me, it falls on deaf ears because you held on to this, and now that you, I guess, jumping ship with from Shamia, now you throwing her under the bus. But that goes back to me saying, I do believe that exchange between Shamia asking her to be loyal to her or whatever, because you said
Shamia said she said it.
Yeah, all right, she did. I know, and that's what I said. There's that confirmation of an alliance again. Because why would you need to say that to her unless
Because I think the
wait,
other
unless you are sharing things with her that you don't want her to take back. You don't tell anybody that you need them to be loyal to you unless that's what you're doing.
and I think the same for the other side. I think all of them got
I'm not
alliances.
saying it's not different on the other
No,
side,
no, I'm
but
just
me is the
that's
one
what
that
I
keeps
really
getting caught.
noticed. What I really noticed this episode, and kind of what made me kind of a little bit upset, was that when Pinky did ask the question about Angela being a gangster in the dang on confessionals and being two-faced towards Porsha, Porsha didn't call her and I mean to the carpet about it. It just was kind of like, oh, whatever. And I thought,
Mm-hmm.
oh, so this couch is saying whatever. I felt like whatever they say over there, we ain't breaking. So we not even gonna address none of that stuff over there. Whereas the other couch, like it got in fighting with K Michelle versus Shamia. But I thought, wow, if I had a person that I'm supposed to be friends with or cool with, and every other minute you get in confessional, you want to call me a hoe, saying that we move past something, but we haven't.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought, oh, okay, this is where that's going. So yeah, at that point I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
we see each other because I see how it's moving. So
Mm-hmm.
I just thought they was gonna have a real conversation where Angela just said, "You basically, I'm gonna say what I want to say in my confessional." Because every one of these ladies, except for a couple, have said something about my husband. Then why don't you say something about every other ladies too?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought, oh, okay. And then the whole thing with Angela and Shamia and how she got a bird per ass because Shamia said she was messy, which she is messy. And she the one took the information back to Porsha. So that was being messy.
Mm-hmm.
And for her to get that offended to say that she's sleeping with the people on the football team, the basketball team, and George. I thought
Mm-hmm.
it was crazy work.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that, and it, to me, it just seemed like it was just too thin for her to, and then I also felt like in that conversation with Angela, how she basically said, don't talk about my husband.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, so we still on this from last year, but I don't recall or remember what all Shamia was saying about her husband unless they just didn't show it. And I just thought, okay, that's weird to me because you don't want nobody to say anything about your marriage, but then you can say this woman is fucking the whole in Atlanta, which is crazy.
That's right.
And then says her half-ass apology. And if I would have been Shamia, I would not apologize to her again
Mm-hmm.
at all. I wouldn't have. I would have just did like Pinky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. So I that those two exchanges, as far as Angela's concerned, I just thought I really don't like Angela, so I ain't gonna be biased. You know it. I don't like her. I
Mm-hmm.
like her for the show, to be honest. I last year I enjoyed it, but I don't. I feel like when you come out with some kind of crazy ass lie like that, and really gonna stand 10 toes down on it, I think it's ridiculous, especially when that's something that you don't want anyone doing to you about your husband.
Well, I definitely can. I'll say two things, and I do. I halfway agree with you, maybe whole way, but I agree with you to say Angela is messy because you are kind of you're like orchestrating these things. And so to that point, we have the ultimate girls trip 20th reunion. And as I was catching up on that, just the thought, the memories of those first five franchises and, even as Atlanta, and because now we're here, even speaking about Atlanta, where we started and where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things just was real life stuff. Nobody was really going. and making up things, even if they were pulling, skeletons out of a closet. It was an actual skeleton,
Yeah.
like it wasn't like. And then I was gonna compare Angela and say she was kind of given like a little Kenya-ish, but only Kenya-ish in the malice of what you're doing, right? At least what I'm gonna give Kenya. Kenya didn't tell no lies. You know what I mean? She might have been malice with what she came out with and did, but I don't know her to be just making up stuff.
Lies.
And so yeah, with this one, it's like you're taking the smallest little thing, which that's the malice part about it, because why does that little seed take, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
mean that you have to go so far. And that's what I think we don't want to talk about, because I feel like at times that's what makes me exhausted with watching some of the housewives, is because that's not what I started to watch for. And even though there's an audience for everything,
Yeah.
but this is not, like, again, even with K Michelle, like, I did enjoy the season. I thought this group of ladies just worked well together, but I'm not here for all of the stuff that y'all talk about that we're not able to see. Like, that's not the point. And,
Yeah.
somebody needs to help them understand that, help Kay understand that, and the rest of them,
Yeah.
like, so, because even with Shamia, you had those things happen. Why didn't you bring it to the camera? You know what I mean? Like, what? Well, because you're too busy trying to please everybody.
Yeah, then the whole thing about Phaedra and Pinky. Phaedra going to the higher ups or either production or something about something that Pinky has said. They said it's on TMZ.
Apparently, Pinky had a pow pow. So that's what they meant by device.
Yeah, but she didn't have one, is what TMZ reported.
Oh, okay.
She didn't have it. She spoke of owning one, and they were talking about a different situation or something. I don't think it was anything directed
I
towards
took from
Phaedra.
it. I took from it whatever took place. It was similar to the Brit
Brit
situation.
Edie.
Yeah, with the making a reference or something, like,
Yeah.
that's the way that I took whatever happened. But I kind of, there we go with another thing
We
that
don't know.
took place off camera, and it's like, well, and then y'all talking in code at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, so okay, like, my deal with Phaedra, going back to where we came from though, and similar to what I just said, I can't look to Phaedra to validate anything when
Exactly.
we haven't answered the question from her last time on TV. Now, other people might not care about that, but I happen to be one that's still watching from there. And I'm just wondering, how do y'all go back to her and then, deem her as the fact checker? When did that happen? Now, I'm not saying what I'm gonna give Phaedra props for, and what I appreciated was the exchange between her and Pinky that had to do with the bankruptcy conversation.
But I
Reason why,
don't even
even
think. Go ahead. I'll give my rebuttal on that. Go ahead.
well, I'm saying, even though I think that if there was a little bit of nastiness to try to make it seem like Pinky should have some shame about filing the bankruptcy. So I don't agree with that part, but I think I do agree with where they come from about the transparency portion. Like, I agree. Filing bankruptcy on somebody else's money is way different than filing bankruptcy on your own money. Now, however way that happened to be, you just have to be honest about it. That's what it is. And so, if we're gonna be telling the truth and giving these business lessons out, don't forget to include that. Because what people don't understand is that's another type of bankruptcy also, right?
It definitely is. It's probably a whole restructure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a
Yeah.
different type. That's a bankruptcy that
Mhm.
Trump and stuff was doing. But see,
Yes.
that's what I mean when you talking to regular people like us. Right? Most people just go. They hear bankruptcy and all they think about is a 13 or a 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, which that's probably what you would do when you self-funded, right? But when you
Yes,
move it
sole
with other
proprietor
people's
over there.
money,
Yeah.
right? So I did appreciate that because to going back to Carlos' show, to their point, only business owners, kind of even get that, right?
Yes. So, and my thing with Phaedra talking about it, they're not in the same type of business.
That's correct.
Yeah, Phaedra is more like a sole proprietor, probably with
Yeah.
an LLC. This girl has a whole corp. They're not even. There's oranges and apples. It's
That's
not
right.
the same. So for Phaedra to actually, she said, "I'm self-funded." I'm like, how much of that money was coming from the scams that Apollo was doing?
Mm.
Yeah, well, and because she started it in 2000. Okay, she was still married to him, or still seeing him, or whatever. But I was just thinking, it was a good conversation, but I just don't think that the things that Phaedra was saying is not the level that she is on, far as Pinky.
I think she was just wanting her to differentiate what was happening. Just like how I said it. Like what she did, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that's it. But again, I do think the purpose was to put some shame on her about it. You know
Exactly,
what I mean?
exactly. And
Yeah.
she's like, "No, I'm not," because she said, "You're so braggadocious."
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I do think the point was to put some shame on her. But I
Uh,
also think that there's a validity to what she was wanting to point out. That's it.
so that exchange was, I had my ears all
I
perking up.
think we
Oh,
got a little 15 minutes in because we got too much besides the bankruptcy going on.
yeah. So I said, "Oh, she's clocking into work." So Andy called her the bankruptcy baddie, Pinky. And Pinky just let it be known that we tend to, as Black people, look at bankruptcy a totally different way. And I always say that because of most people, the other people, they would file bankruptcy, especially personal bankruptcy, way before the credit get tore up. They thought, they lose their job. They don't see nothing coming real quickly. They'll file bankruptcy to stop the bleeding. Well, we'll let shit get all crazy because we're still trying to hold on and pay these bills. You know what I'm saying? So I understand it is a tool. It,
Mm-hmm.
you only can do it like every 7 years or whatever.
Right.
And shoot, I don't have nothing bad to say about anybody filing bankruptcy because 47, 45 has done it multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that on that. And so then it was the exchange back and forth with the Winnie case and the whole Bobby Brown into it or whatever.
And
So
I'm tired of these rehearsed or not even rehearsed, but recycled reads. Like, get out of here.
yes.
I ain't
So
like neither one of that.
no,
I
I
ain't like
didn't either. The only person to me that ate down this one was Kelly. I'm not even gonna lie, because
Kelly is the one that came with a couple of the recycled reads. That's what
but
they
I'm
so
talking about the ones where she had Angela gag, because I feel like Angela reads are rehearsed. Because when she made the read to
you know what? Let's put an end to this. I'm sure all of them have some rehearsed reads simply because you already prepared for who gonna come, and so you've already kind of clocked whatever you coming
yeah,
back with at any point. You know what I mean? So they all are sitting rehearsing. The least, going back to Kelly, the least you could do is be a little more clever and come up with something that wasn't from a decade ago, because those are reads that we still talking about. You didn't even draw something that, oh, we forgot about that one. Like you still like we still say it, girl.
I'm talking
And
about
then
the
can
read
you
she
set
did
another
on
one?
Angela when she told her, at least I didn't have to get pregnant to get married. And she was stuck because first she told her, "Well, once you get married, you understand." I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
did she forget who she was talking to? I mean, because I think all the ladies have been married before.
Right.
That's out there, some a couple times or whatever. And I thought, okay. So when she threw back at her, at least I didn't have to, get pregnant to get somebody to marry me. And my husband remembered that we got, remembered the wedding. I thought to myself when Angela sat there and kind of looked, I said, oh, she was a little, I think, gagged a little bit. And I just feel like, one thing I like about Kelli, I don't think that Kelli, she'll back down to no one.
Well, yeah.
If she be someone lapdog next year, I'd be totally surprised. But to me, she's like the little chihuahua that's always barking and thinks she's a pit bull. And I enjoy it. I like the banter between her and Porsha. They said they're gonna take it to hell. Meet me there. I like that she's not standing there and just gonna just bow down. I don't understand why Drew was even. I don't know. Somebody I'd seen said they thought Drew should have just probably not came this year because she really can't say anything about her real life. And to me, she didn't bring nothing to the reunion. That's the way I feel about it. So Drew, I don't know, maybe better luck next year or whatever, or even if she'll try to even speak about it. She spoke about Black, and I think that's about it. And didn't really want to speak about that, and she can't speak about her life.
Well, maybe that's a producer issue
I don't know.
because she's not the first person. She wouldn't be the first housewife that is going through a divorce or going through something. Bringing Kenya back up. The same thing happened with her. That's how her and Drew got into it because Drew was asking her specifically about Brooklyn, and she was going through her custody issue and divorce with Mark, and at the time, Brooklyn couldn't be seen on the show. Similar to what Kelli is going through with her kids, So that's what I'm like. She wouldn't be the first person that has something happening personal and legally, because with the legal stuff, there has to be some understanding about why they can't be just saying anything, like on the television to give something, to give something. Now that's why maybe that has to be pushed back on the producers because maybe that means you don't bring them back. But I don't know that I don't find any fault to Drew that she's not able to speak about it just because I understand like that's just how it's not like she can and she refuses to, right? Like that's different.
But it's already out there about her not being.
She talk about a whole bunch of stuff. Like she could say more about whatever her relationship is with Apollo and they co-parenting. Like she could actually give more of that. She chooses not to, but nobody says anything. Nobody is saying anything about not seeing that conversation between her and Porsha. We accepted whatever little, bow they wrapped up in and moved on. And then we sit and hold these other ones. Like at least Drew is a fourth season housewife. Like, you know what I mean? Like not a decade in. Like you should know better.
Well,
so, I don't know.
My same thing was with Phaedra with Married to Madison. She was never showing her life. I mean, but she just wasn't. They accepted that. They like her making her reads or whatever in the confessional and all that kind of stuff. I just feel like to me, Drew didn't really even clock in at this episode. I mean, she just kind of made faces.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
All right, Drew. Go ahead and make that easy money. Go ahead. I guess. I mean, well, I wouldn't have walked away either. Shit. I won't make the easy money and not do nothing really, or not really show anything. So.
And here's the deal. Drew is making some money. She just partnered with. Well, we know her and. I'm
not saying she's not making no money. I didn't say that. I'm talking about what they're paying her is easy money because she's not having to do anything. And when I say easy money, she don't, she can show very little like Phaedra. And I guess I wouldn't walk away either. If I make
this is what I mean about this season. Even compared to the rest of the girls on the cast, They are all sitting at the same place. You just said it yourself. Most of the stuff that they even talked about this episode did not even happen on camera. Ain't nobody brought nothing that really was outside of Pinky with the bankruptcy. You know, like that was really a part of their personal life for real. Or like Angela, she brought in the daughter, you know, getting married. But even that just feels like a filler. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Yeah, we can't figure out what's really going on with that. I guess we'll hear more about that next week. But
I don't care. I don't
no, I'm not. I mean,
care.
I'm not saying that you care or not.
No.
What I
I'm saying
am
it was
saying is that when we
interesting.
holding one housewife's feet to the fire about what they're bringing, you comparing them up to who? Because at this point, they all are running the same game. Shamia last year was a singer. She was doing this surrogate stuff. We ain't seen none of that. And she still is defending how she's ended up on the Housewives with this whole Gerald didn't want to be on television. And at this point, he's still not. So she's not giving none of hers. None of them are. None of them are.
I think Kelli is.
Kelli is in the same boat that Drew is in because she's not like she's talking. I think she's talking much more than the other ones as much as she can. So like with her going partnering with Phaedra, that seemed to be how you getting that little bit. But with her not being able to film with her kids, that's the same for being cautious about how you speak about them too, because you don't want this man pulling you back in court about the stuff. So no, she's giving as much as she can, but she's doing it willingly. So that's what I mean. It's still very limited, and that's why I said there's a difference between if you would be willing to give, but you have to withhold, and that's just what I think is going to happen with Drew. Because think about Drew in her first season, she would not have been back here if she didn't like. Because that shit just she let that all out. They literally got into an argument at the table on the first damn scene that they got on camera, her and Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
And so, which nobody plans to go on reality TV and do that. You got to know that just came bursting out at the seams. You know what I mean? Like, nobody plans that. And so I'm saying if you're limited about what you can, and if you're trying to help something go away, like I get it. That's why I like, and I get where you're coming from. Right. We didn't get much personal stuff from any of these people. None of them. All included. They all activated at this reunion, and it's all on shit that happened out that we didn't see.
Yeah.
And all of them are participating in that. No one more than the other. They all are. I feel like outside of, well, I was going to say outside of Porsha, but what I mean is I think Porsha just hangs with her family. So she ain't really always doing that much outside of whenever she filming. So she don't have these little beefs that can happen off camera. We got to bring up the lie detector test. Now that one, I was like, girl, send it back. Send it back.
Girl. Well, I thought to myself, really? I don't know.
I didn't learn a damn thing from that recording. In the words of Cynthia Bailey.
What did you think about Cynthia's song?
I thought it was cute. I'm gonna give Cynthia a pass because I always say whenever a new housewife come out with a little song, I just be like, Lord, like I blame Kim Zolciak on this. You know, Luann, a whole cabaret star, and
I guess it'd be good for BravoCon, you know, play it there.
Oh yeah, that I think so. I mean, listen, I thought it was cute.
Yeah, it was cute. Mm-hmm. I didn't even realize it was on the trailer. I didn't realize
that it was actually a song. Like I noticed it, but I didn't really realize that it was
It
an
was a
actual
song.
song that
Yeah.
they did. Yeah,
Okay.
I thought they had put that together themselves.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. But yeah. And what else I wanted to talk about? Um, yeah, we got to the lie detector test, and the man's that Porsha is supposed to seen the text message come through. I said, well, was the man telling the truth or not?
Mhm.
So I don't know. So yeah, they even asked Pinky about being a lesbian. I'm like, oh.
Oh, did I miss that? What did she
Yeah,
say?
she said, yeah. Pinky said she didn't munch on some carpets.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought we had already established that. That's why I'm like,
Yeah, I said, okay. So, that was part of Pinky's package.
mm,
And I go, yeah, wow. Okay. So we already knew this, but I guess they wanted to know exactly. So like my biggest takeaways from this is what I had said earlier. I just was a little bit like, damn, they can't I guess Angela got a pass to say whatever the fuck she wanted to say about Porsha in the confessional. I just thought Porsha was gonna push back on it a little bit because it just seemed like it wasn't like a Phaedra when she said her deal. I thought it was kind of funny, and she has that rapport with Phaedra a little bit.
mm-hmm.
But I thought, knowing the situation that her and Angela had, I thought it was a bit malicious the way she said,
I think that Portia, and I feel like, and especially this at this stage of the game, I think there's certain things that she can go along to get along because it's part of the stuff. Because what I'm gonna say is she ain't worried about Angela calling her a hoe. Here, when you got your ex best friend over there calling your mama a hoe.
Okay, but she was worried about what Kelly said in the interviews or whatever, So that's why I was like, okay, she had something for Kelly saying whatever she said and thought, okay, here we see like we fine. Then you go in the interviews and say something else. And I thought it was kind
Right,
of
but I don't like. I do see it differently because what Angela is doing is in her confessional. Like you're not sitting on the blog site, kind of doing that same thing. So I feel like she explained it clearly, actually. Like, yeah, if y'all made up and then you turned around and did an interview and now you saying the same thing, I feel like that's how you hold well, again, I don't know why somebody giving you the information that they gave you about who she's sleeping with. And at this point I think we're just too old for that.
yeah.
I don't want to know about who so and so is sleeping with and stuff like that's
Because I'm like, how's Portia getting all this information? Because
yeah,
be quiet while I
like
say
are
who
you a
you
gynecologist? Shit, you probably it seems like you know more than her gynecologist. Lord.
girl. Because she told Shabir to be quiet while I say who you was at the BET Awards
Yeah,
with.
that's what she said, honey. Like,
I thought she was
that
a little
is
girl.
what she said. But still, it just feel like ill. But also, I'm just saying, I think I do understand. That's what, like I said, why she take her, hands off when it comes to Angela, because Angela, you just playing the game, so you saying this stuff in the. But I feel like if she got on her interviews and was doing that same thing, that it probably would be different. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just assuming that it would be.
Mm,
But
okay.
either way, I'm tired of all of them trying to figure out who's sleeping with who. Like I'm sick of it all.
Yeah.
Because again, everybody there is pushing on 40 or in their 40s, and
Shit.
yeah, what are y'all doing? When you going through bankruptcy, both of y'all going through bankruptcy. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to rebuild your life. Like nobody should be having time to even clock the tea about what somebody doing in their sheets. You
No.
got way too many things to do.
Way too many things to do. And one thing I actually thought, I guess my issue, and like I said, I don't care for Angela this season at all. At all. And I just think she just went a little too dark and way too nasty. To me, it's very Kenya like, but you know, I don't know Kenya, like you said, to be a liar, but it just seemed like way too dark. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I like the little shade or whatever thrown, but I think when it goes to you trying to mess up my livelihood, and then even Andy had to point out like this how it could have effect Shamia's livelihood, and you know she didn't really want to take responsibility for it, and I'm just like, okay, Angela, you know, it's I don't know, I just don't like that she brought that little bit of whatever she heard in a big audience of people, like he, and then bring it back like they're actually having a situation, and the man, wife, and him had to say something. I just thought
Yeah.
it was just dumb,
No,
and
I agree.
it just I don't know, it just really put a bad taste in my mouth, especially when that's your Achilles heel. Now, if she didn't give a damn about what the fuck Charles was doing, you know, I'm okay, go forward, but whatever. But she made such a big issue last year about Shamia being a married woman and laughing at what Porsha said.
Right.
So you're a married woman and you're making these accusations or even trying to insinuate these things. I thought it just, when they showed those clips, I just thought she looks crazy.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it. And so, you know, I can't wait until it's back to, you know, light. You know, I just felt it this season got dark. I mean, I thought it
Mm-hmm.
was a good season, but I just didn't, I don't like kind of how it was going a little bit when it came to that, you know. Maybe I
I
didn't
mean,
like.
it definitely did get dark. I think what we learned is everybody but Cynthia is a hoe.
Well,
everybody,
you said bust.
everybody but Cynthia is a hoe. Like, everybody just spread their little cootie cat all around.
You said
Porsche
everybody
and
bust
Paige was
Cynthia.
dating the right, because even that Andy was right. That would have been something nice for y'all to have brought up on camera. How you introduced your person you went on the date with to, Porsche, but and again, nobody's saying boo, about it to
Mhm.
Phaedra. Phaedra is getting a pass.
Yeah, she is. She got one on Married to Medicine.
And
She
I
is.
don't understand how or why.
I don't know, because she has the fan base still, and honey, they be riding for Phaedra, and I'm just like, when she wanted that apology from Pinky, and Pinky said like basically no, you won't get one. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, hell, how you gonna ask for an apology and you never apologized to Candy?
Mm-hmm.
I, I don't know, but yeah. But like I said, I thought the season was pretty good. I just didn't like how it kind of turned dark. And
Yeah.
um, I loved Angela last year and was liking her, but you know, I think she reads really well. But I don't like the reads that does not have any truth in it. So
Yeah.
you can read me down, but with a lie, I
Yeah.
don't know. That's crazy work to me.
I
But yeah,
agree.
so yeah, that's my thoughts on these women now. So we got one more episode to go. Now, you know, I meant to try to watch the Ultimate Girls Trip, but it didn't happen Sunday.
Oh, okay, okay.
It did. I just watched this episode really, but last night.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So I don't know. Is it still? I mean, how's it going? The Ultimate Girls Trip.
I am liking it. It's nice to see because it's kind of like a dynamic of like newbies and
Okay.
oldies, with Teresa, Vicky, um, let me think, Teresa, Vicky, Luann, and who else? I like those three would be because they're original cast members of their cities, and then you got Lisa Barlow from Salt Lake City, Porsha, Giselle. Am I missing anybody? Shannon.
Hmm.
Is Shannon on there? No, Shannon not on the trip. Anyway, And they kind of are, even though Atlanta started, and but Porsha is old later on. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And so are the other ladies. So it's kind of nice with that dynamic. It's nice to see them all just intermingle, because some of them, like Vicky, is not one that does all the things that the other ones do. But I
Mm-hmm.
think she might have wanted to, because she seemed like she got a little bit of jealousy towards Teresa, for that reason, feeling like Teresa had gotten a lot of opportunities that I guess she feel like maybe should have came her way.
Oh, okay, okay.
But it's very interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. Countess Luann is sending crotch shots.
Okay.
Okay, not on camera, but she promised her boyfriend. That's what she said. She said, I can't send it right now. It's too many people here. I said, okay, Countess. Like, we went through the Countess way out. So I'm enjoying it. It's a bit of nostalgia for me. I don't really care for Lisa Barlow from Salt Lake City, but she getting along with the girls. Oh, Kyle. That's the other original Kyle.
Oh,
And
okay.
what was cute is this last season. So everybody, they're going to each city, and
Okay.
then one of the housewives is hosting them. So they started in Orange County, and then they went to Beverly Hills. And so what's cute is that they kind of are doing these events that is like recreating like an iconic something that happened, within the 20 seasons.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I said, it's just cute and interesting so far. Nobody got into any real beefs. They done got into a couple of Vicky a trip. It's funny. I was thinking as I was watching. Vicky was my first favorite housewife, but today I see her a little different. I'm like, yeah, you a little like nasty rude. I don't think like it's not as boss lady like as it started off to be. Now it's something different.
Mm,
Pretentious, maybe.
okay.
But yeah, you should, when you get a chance, you should. I am catching up on Bill Collective. Oh, stop. I put a pause on Bill Collective. I went over to Heart and Hustle Houston.
Okay, girl, I gotta look. I said I was gonna go and watch the whole thing. It didn't do me one big old
Mm-hmm.
review of the
And
whole
if you
season.
want to, I'll do it with you. So just let me
Okay.
know.
Because I think I'm gonna probably watch it all this week. Um this weekend, and maybe try to get it out. I ain't gonna even lie. Okay, because next Wednesday, we should be doing our live.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going on vacation that evening. I get my hair done that day because
Okay.
I'm leaving that Thursday. We're going to New York. So,
Okay.
but I want to try to, yeah, I want to, because I'm not doing nothing this weekend. I think I am going to watch Hard Hustle Houston, probably start Friday night and try to get it all caught up, and then would like to just, do a big old, go for, are they going to do a reunion, or is just going to end, or are they still, girl, I don't even know
I
where
can't
they're at.
remember if they did do a reunion
They
or
didn't
not,
do
because
one
I'm
last year. They
figuring
didn't.
whatever, since it's on my Max, the season is done. So whatever they did, it's all on there. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
the season is over with now.
Mm-hmm. Or at
Oh,
least the first half. Maybe they got a second. You know how they be doing.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, maybe they got a second half that's coming. But I'm saying whatever we able to see, it and already aired or whatever.
Yeah, because I see Chloe then like fell out with everybody. Look like.
Yeah, that's why I said, hold on, I done put the bells on pause. And listen, I'm actually digging Rose. I'm like, okay, Rose. Now listen, she still is a little rough around the edges
Yeah.
now. But I'm like, she is. I see making a lot of sense out. Making a lot of sense. I just gotta go and give it
Girl,
to
I think
her.
I only watched one half of an episode one night, And when it first came back, and I just couldn't make, and not that it was boring or anything, I just didn't feel like watching TV.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I
and
get
I'm
it
like,
because sometimes it takes me a little bit too. And like you said, it's like that's what I'm like. My brain. I've been watching Little Women, girl, and not which we watching that, and that's just because my TV has a station that can just play or whatever, and so it's got the reality shows or whatever. So it's just been on that station. But again, it allows me to just do other stuff and not have to pay attention to nothing. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
I've already seen it, so I don't need to, be all engulfed in it the way
yeah,
I would if I start watching one of the shows. So I get it, like, because sometimes I just be like, okay, I just ain't ready to, like get all into it right now, like.
yeah.
And
Uh,
that's kind of, I feel like that's why I paused on Bill Collective. Cause I don't know, I was just like, I just felt like I needed a break. I'm like, yeah, let me get over here and go there. That's what he said.
Girl, I'm telling you, I have not. Only thing I really kept up on is Atlanta Housewives. The rest of the stuff, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, girl, when they
Now
go,
I haven't watched the Housewives of London just yet. Um, yeah, I agree.
I,
But I think yeah, that's worth going here and starting at this weekend. Because
yeah.
I think the girls got a reason to kind of be mad at Chloe.
Oh,
I
okay.
think so. I'm trying to figure out what happened between her and Latoya, so I ain't got that because I keep
Hey,
having to
guess
go back
what?
and rewatch, huh?
I had made a reel, but Latoria actually had a debut on Real Housewives of Atlanta
Okay.
back when they went to Houston during the flood,
Okay. Uh-huh.
and when Porsha they had when they were feeding the people and all that.
Okay, yeah. When
Latoria
Portia
was,
had fallen out with everybody and Cynthia
yeah,
and Mal went out there, but then ditched her
yeah.
after.
So they had Latoria on there. I said, "Look at Latoria, girl." I said, because I don't know, I was messing around with the TV and I was watching Google whatever. They had like what they said, Real Housewives, like the Vault or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Was playing this season, and I'm like, and I was so mad because I couldn't back the damn TV up.
That sounds like what I'm talking about on my TV. It's similar to that. Mm-hmm.
I said, but I gotta go on the Peacock and find this. But yeah, I'm like, that's Latoria. I was like, oh, because I do have a little heart hustle group on Facebook, girl. But shit, I don't even never be over in there.
Right.
I'm so behind. I didn't even know what's going on. So, but yeah, I said I want to go ahead and get that one caught up. I probably go back and watch Bill Collective so I can at least be caught up for the next season and get ready for Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Girl, did you see the trailer?
Yes, I saw it, girl.
I told you. And listen, wait, let me see. Okay, there we go. Listen, I'm still telling you my prediction about how that girl get introduced on there because you already see they still got her as a shadow in the dark, honey. I'm like, and I saw a video Millie Chan did. I have to agree with her. Like, I don't know what she feels like she is about to get out of this because I feel like you just continue to be disrespected, like the essence of you and everything. I mean, yeah, you slept with a married man, but damn, dude, do you deserve to be a shadow in the background of the cast photo? Are like once they finally let you on, like really?
Yeah.
Anyway, but I'm telling y'all, like I told y'all before, Martell is just showing up to the function with that girl. I do not think anybody is expecting her. I believe that is why she is pictured the way that she is
Okay.
on that damn cast photo
Okay.
because he just popped up with her to an event. And let me predict this. Also, it's whatever event it is that Nell sit down and talk to her.
Okay.
I'm predicting that. Like I'm look, as Carlos would say, putting my producer hat on. Like,
So what do you think about them trying to make a deal about Martell and Destiny friendship?
I feel like so Mel said something about that years ago when her and Destiny was falling out.
Uh-huh.
She threw that out. I feel like that may have been probably what made sure they fell out all the way. Because to be honest, we didn't know that unless I missed it. I don't believe that when Destiny got introduced to us, it was introduced to us as if she knew Martell first. It felt like we didn't find that out until after the fact, which is after she fell out with Mel, and then she came back on the show as Martell's
Martell's
friend.
friend.
Yeah. And then that was the explanation is, well, I knew him first. We went to high school together. We grew up. Woo, woo, woo. Now, listen, I'm tired of them trying to put Destiny with somebody. This is what I think. I think because she's single, which is the shame, I think they just, you know what I mean? Like, feel like they could attach her to anything.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I don't believe that her and Martell messed around. I
I
don't
don't
believe it,
know.
but I mean, I guess it's something to inquire about or talk about. But I actually don't believe it.
I
Not
wouldn't say.
that, and there's no real reason why, because it's not like they're not both attractive. But I think two attractive people can be around each other and not sleep together. Like I do.
I don't. Well, I wonder if they are saying like not recently, but maybe long time ago.
Even then, like I just don't think that way about stuff, about people. And to be clear, because I have relationships like that. Like I have people that I've known, men that I've known and have gone out with, or you know what I mean, that and never slept with them.
Yeah.
Now, would somebody else feel like they believe it? And like again, it would just be because I'm single. So even me being single, the thought is like, and it is true. If I wanted to, I guess I could, or you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but not everybody running around sleeping with people because they can. Like, and I kind of peg
Didn't
that
he? Didn't he
as
make
that.
the? Didn't he make the joke that her baby looked like him or something?
I believe he might have. I think that was back when her and Mel was falling out about it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he may have, but I mean, listen, because I've been in high school. Like I said, I just kind of have been in surrounded in those types of relationships, and I don't. It makes good speculation. But
Yeah.
so I can say like I can understand why somebody would speculate. I guess, but I don't think so. Like I don't think so.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe they went out on a date, like to Dairy Queen or something.
I don't know, girl. She messed around with Moses, so shit. I
What that mean? Because who is Moses compared to messing around with Marcel? What that mean? Break
he's
it down for me.
he's the ex-con who never finished high school. So shit. That's the fuck. So
So what you saying? So Marcel would have been out of her league?
I would. You say what? Say it again. I can't hear you.
Sorry.
Uh,
So Martell would have been out of her league.
I'm not saying he was out of her league. I'm just saying it could have. I'm not. No, I'm not saying he's out of her league. I'm saying she dated definitely down. So I wouldn't say that they would have not ever tried to date or whatever, because of yeah, her dating the ex-con. I don't know if that she wouldn't or he wouldn't ever try to have dated her, and if she would not have been interested, but like you say, I have guys that I went to school with, and we all used to hang out. Even when I was in the military, we used to hang out all the time. I'd known them since first grade. And it so happened the military base they sent me to, one of the first faces I see is his. I'm like,
Right.
I've known this guy. We went to church together. We went from first grade to graduation together. We were always like, any boy that could come over my house had to come through him. Because my mom liked him, So when I looked up and saw him, now we only hung out a little bit because I didn't want to be cramping, their style, I was like, no, y'all gonna hang. But he was like a cousin to me, really, but I've known him forever, knew his mom, and we used to talk about a lot of deep stuff. And so yeah, I can see where, just because. But I'm just saying it wouldn't be far-fetched if they did.
I mean, that we're right. That's why I say, I mean, I can understand the speculation, but do I necessarily believe it? Like, am I one that's like, maybe? Like, not really. But I kind of, going back to the housewives and what they do, like, I like that in general. I don't really have a lot of interest in finding out those types of, know what I mean, that type of information about people.
Like, ooh. Yeah. So, okay, how did Giselle answer the question to that guy's wife about
laying horizontal with Mauricio? Yeah, because girl, she sure did call out on it. She was like, because so Giselle was trying to prove that Shannon, so they had did the Love Hotel. Shannon was on Love Hotel, and at some point Shannon must have started dating the guy who was interested in Giselle. So she felt like Shannon should have called her and gave her the heads up that she was, about to date the guy. And so that's what she referred it back to Kyle, like, well, when we saw Mauricio, like, I called you immediately. So that's what Kyle said, yeah, and then proceeded to say you would lay down with him horizontal. Girl, Giselle was gagged.
I said, oh, I got to watch to see how she answered that.
Yes, Giselle was gagged. So she tried to clean it up, but it's funny because Teresa, well, in her confessional, she was confused, but she kind of confused at the table too, which she does that. Like, so she confused trying to figure out, like, what you mean horizontal? Like, what they talking about? That's what.
Girl.
And then what did Giselle say to her? Because in the confessional, Giselle kind of said, well, we're not gonna act like Mauricio not fine. Like, I bet it's another of the housewives, like they feel the same way. Oh, yes. I think she told Kyle, she said she apologized for it. And let me think of how she worded it. Because what I say, she said he is fine or something. Oh, let me think. Give me a second.
We're talking about the ultimate girls trip for everyone who's just coming in.
I know she had cleaned. She said she apologized. She should not have said it. She did say those two things. Like I said, because she was gagged. And she really wasn't nothing she could say to the girl. But I feel like she wanted to tell her she was joking. That's what it was, a joke.
I think she was doing it for the camera.
She told her she was joking. That's why I had to think of how the sequence went. But in the confessional, she said that we're not gonna act like he not bad.
Exactly. So yeah, but I said, well, I got to catch up on it and kind of watch it, and so I can take it in. And then I can know what's going on, because I definitely want to see it, see how it all unfolds, especially when Nene's back on camera. So,
so that's well, tell me what you got to say about Ariane joining the cat. Well, making her cameo, because we say join, which she is joining the cast. She's on here as much as she's ever been. So what do you think about that?
Well, I think finally.
I kind of do too. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Someone says like was saying like Carlos is doing Mel wrong or something to that statement. I'm like, what? The man is on the show, Martell, and I believe that he should be able to show his life. His ex-wife is not there any longer, so this is what it is. And they have spoke of her on the show, so now we get a chance to see her.
I agree. I agree.
I just wanted, I'm ready to see it, and I don't know what it's going to give or whatever, but at least we'd be able to see, Martell being able to showcase his life instead of meeting with someone here and there, and not, because it's not, like, okay, so he could show another female, but not her particular, because this is who he's with, or so.
Well, what I do think too is this all seems to be kind of lining up with them settling, Mel and Martell. They seem to have settled whatever court issue with the domestic violence or and stuff like that. And the kids, they seem to have settled that, because I see that Mel is back to posting the kids.
I seen that.
And then she had the whole, which I don't know if when she posted her kind of like warrior AI video, and it was with a song, like Still Standing or something, to that effect. And I thought it was just coinciding with that being completed, but I wonder if it has something to do with finding out that Ariane has started to film. Because I can understand. I think I can see a world where Mel may feel betrayed by Carlos. I'm not saying that there's two things can be true at the same time. I'm not saying that there is betrayal, but I can see where Mel can feel betrayed by him. We don't know the conversations that they had. People will tell you anything and talk about how, especially a Carlos, honey, he loved all the girls and he gonna tell them whatever they need to know, or you know what I mean? Yeah. So, and listen, and kind of like the Hollywood talk in a sense, but when you talking to somebody that you helped put on like that, she could take that to heart, right? That you go have her back and take care of her or whatever, you know what I mean? So now I'm saying, like I said, I didn't like the message could go for both. Maybe it was for both, you know what I mean? Things that thing got settled, and then making some statement about feeling like, you know what I'm saying, something is happening behind your back to bring you down in some kind of way. Because I think too, that's why I said the two things. I believe that Martell is just going to show up with the girl, because I do not think Kimmy and Tisha would ever go into a season and agree to film. Now, if they spring this girl on them, then they probably don't have a choice, So that's why I do think that it's gonna happen that way. I think it seems to be obvious that they've kept her off for as long as they can. And I agree with you at this point, like, especially once we went through that Ken and Trish debacle, like, it's like, okay.
No, that's not even mention them.
I just had to remind you that
please
we wasn't getting Martell Truth. That's what we got. So,
and they brought her on here just to be messy.
That's what I'm saying. Because we wasn't getting Martell's Truth, that's what we got. We got that instead. And so, yeah, I'm okay with them. Like, because if that's what he's doing, then that's what he's doing. It's kind of the same thing I was saying with Shamia how it creates this disconnect. And then two, you still look like the bitter Betty because you are constantly trying to expose Marceau and Maurice for cheating. Now, do you think that Ariana is coming to add any flavor to that? And what flavor do you think she can add? Because I'm still trying to figure out what are the people like. Like after all of this talking, I would think that there would be something other than the YouTube video that Ariana and Martell did with the
Girl.
girl that would prove that they had did something.
But I mean, okay. Now, I would not. I mean, if I messed around with a married man, I'm not getting my ass out there to go and say, yeah, I slept with him. I mean, you know, that's crazy to me.
I
So,
agree with you, but plenty of them do. Look at Ariana. She was sitting right up at the gym. I'm like, girl.
that's crazy. Hopefully the women they messed around with, they must have class, because I would not go nowhere and say, and knowingly they see these men on TV. Huntsville's a small town, so I just could not imagine myself going up there and be like, yeah, I messed around with him back in 2013. Girl, it's crazy. I don't know. Unless they all little airheads or something, I can't. Yeah, I don't know. So she's Ariana. If she's there, definitely. I think the Tisha and Kimmy is not going to want to talk with her because she helped do the video that that
Oh yeah, I
Martell
forgot
did.
about that too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they probably feel like she's coming to spray them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but about time.
I do agree with that too. I do agree with that.
So coleslaw then moved up to mashed
Now
potatoes.
y'all have to stop calling that girl coleslaw.
She mashed potatoes now, girl.
You see, they pulled Claudia right on down, which that's what Millie Shine had to say about it too. Because she like, Lord, they is running you down right on your executive producers. Running you down to the ground, honey. But I guess she with her man. She where she belongs.
Well, I guess, girl.
Well, she waited long enough. That's the other thing too. Like, Clarissa Shields is another one.
Girl.
I guess. Like just go ahead, go on, girl. Go on and get your little baby from the man. But I don't understand why you don't see that you deserve better than what this person giving you. Why?
Low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Girl, I was looking at, what was that? Brorilla had like a clips of all of Clarissa Shields' pictures. I said, God dang, she was
Oh, Lord.
Girl, I guess she was making a rap or something about how Clarissa said that Brorilla talked about Borilla's looks, and she went back into the archive, and I thought, oh my God. Oh, okay. But anyways, Clarissa Shields, I think that that situation right there, I'm not defending nobody that's not defending me. So if I feel like it's a one-sided, that's any relationship I'm in, a friendship or whatever. If I feel like it's one-sided, I'm about to bounce. So no, because Clarissa doesn't realize she's the prize.
That's kind of where I am at with it. It's just I'm with you. This is how I am just in life. And it's just my opinion for myself, for my friends, and for her. It's kind of like you said, I don't know why you don't realize you the prize. And also, there's nothing wrong with y'all finding love with each other. But I don't know why you don't have better requirements for how that comes to you. Like that man should go ahead and let that go. Like the fact that you have to defend his life, you know what I mean? Like, and here you are knocking bitches out, but you gotta have conversations about, this man. That would be a problem for me. Because why is that the topic when I come and sit down? You know what I'm saying? Like you should know better than that. And then this is me just giving her some big sister advice. You look crazy planning to have a baby with somebody else's husband, number one. Separated or not, because like I say, the truth is the truth. You like, and that's the thing. We don't like to tell ourselves the truth, but that's the truth of what will happen. So, Lord forbid you get yourself pregnant, you have a baby, and then something happened to Pat. But he's still married to Remy. So whatever you see what I'm saying? Like but this your baby. See, that's like, girl, somebody need to take her, and well, she probably ain't gonna listen no damn way.
No, she not. No, she not. No. Girl, I'm tired of talking about her ass. Go on with that, girl.
No damn way. But yeah, it's just like, girl, like, this is just, it's not a good look for you.
It's not.
Again, I think if you let him just take care of his stuff, and then y'all get together, like, you know what I mean?
I just wouldn't be talking about it. I wouldn't. What I need to talk about? That's his business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't know. Don't ask me about you. If you need to know something about him, ask him on his part. Don't ask me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I would leave it, you know, and not be on. I wouldn't give a damn. Even if I am, you know, this is my man or whatever, my man. My life is too good for me to be sitting around here and
that part. But that's what I mean. Like, you have these interviews, and most of it is taken up with something that has nothing to do, you know, with what you are doing.
Yeah, so I don't know, honey.
And I feel like it's getting in the way of us being supportive, because Funky Dineva did make a post, and I totally agree with him. Even though she kind of irritates me with the way that she responds to everything, but yeah, you deserve to have the community behind you. You do, like, you know what I'm saying? But you fight all of us.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But girl, I'm gonna get off of here because I'm sleepy.
All right.
But let us know how you rated the episode of the second episode of the reunion for Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm going to give it probably about, I don't know. I thought it was entertaining, but I just kind of got irritated. But I'm going to give it a good 8, though.
I was thinking about it.
Everybody was activated. I enjoyed, but just some of the things that kind of irked me a little bit. So, but whatever.
No, I agree. Same for me. It's an entertainment factor. Listen, I'm not gonna take away from them that they have done much better this season than the last 2 seasons. So for that, we gonna take it. You know, we gonna take it. Yeah. And so I'm gonna give it an 8 also. But the same, I didn't necessarily like all of the subject matter that was being discussed. Speaking of me watching Little Women, I really think that they should get Kevin Frazier to come and do these reunions, because I've been watching him do those Little Women reunions. I'm like, you're really good at them reunions.
Yeah, I think they need to get someone other than Andy.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've always thought that about it. Because he clearly has his favorites, honey.
Yeah. And I don't know why he went there looking a mess.
You say he went there looking a mess?
Yeah, he look a mess to me. Look, I mean, it's just like he didn't put no effort in it. He just looked kind of...
He looked disheveled.
He just look a mess. But
maybe kids was running him around.
Oh my goodness. But yeah. So that's it. That's all. Y'all have a great evening or morning.
Yes.
We'll see you guys back next week.
Yes.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.